Knicks Nation. Saturday night Knicks. First rule of Summer League is it's only Summer League. So let's overreact. Knicks and Cleveland Cavaliers going at it in Vegas. Knicks trying to go above 500 for the first time since last Tuesday. No IQ, no Rokas, no problem. Because the Knicks dynamic duo of Quentin Grimes and Miles Deuce McBride went in for 51 points. Add another 21 for Obi. And hey man, Knicks roll 103-94. They would not look back. Took the lead, wire-to-wire victory. Cavs made it interesting in the end. But Deuce would shut the door on him. McGrimes, another outstanding effort tonight. And yeah, man, Knicks made quick work of the Cleveland Cavaliers once again, 103-94. No Mobley, no Okoro, unfortunately, but hey, you play who's in front of you, and you gotta do what you gotta do, JD. How you feeling, my dude?
Am feeling great. I'm feeling awesome, man.
Yeah.
It was a game to. First of all, I don't think, there were people that were asking me or already paranoid that quickly sore groin, is he hurt? Yeah. I don't think he was hurt. I just think that's just Kate Cunningham is not playing tonight.
Yeah.
Kate Cunningham is not playing tonight, and they made up some injury. I just think the back-to-back. You saw quickly look fine there. Just an opportunity to give McBride the keys, and boy, what a beautiful bride she is, because he answered.
23 points. Let's start with McBride, man. 23 points, 5 dimes, 2 steals, 5 of 8 from downtown. Started the game off with 2 nice buckets from the mid-range. You had another transition play where Sims gets a block, gets it out to McBride. Could have shot the 3, but throws it up to Obi for the alley-oop. Just poised, man. Once again, his poise was on display after a bad shooting night last night. Comes right back, unfazed, and was just getting buckets, man. Mid-range, 3-point shot, you name it. Aggressive on the defensive end once again. How many blocks did he have? I saw one nice block that he had. He had 1 block. He had the 1 block, which led to the Grimes 3 in transition. That was late in the second half. He had the block. They got it out in transition to Obi. Obi swung it to Grimes for the corner 3. So that was a nice play by McBride. But overall, man, this kid's going to play this year, bro. This kid is going to play, man. What you think of his game tonight?
Man, and the fans are back. So
yeah.
Once one of these guards starts slipping, that crowd is gonna start chanting, "We want McBride.
No, we want Deuce. We want Deuce."
Facts, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's gonna get crazy this season. And hey, what did we say on last night's post game when he had a bad shooting night? That hey. It would be a learning experience.
Yeah.
He's learning to be a professional. You're learning how to be consistent. And the most thing that excited me about tonight is the fact that he had a great performance starting.
Mm-hmm.
The team gave him the keys tonight with quickly out, and he answered the bell. Nothing changed defensively. Nothing changed in terms of effort. You talked about 1 block. It seemed like he had more because this guy, we talk about Marcus Smart.
Contesting everything.
Man, this guy contests everything.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he's a shot blocker. He thinks,
real talk.
McBride is solid. And again, for those that may want to say, well, JD is Summer League and this and that and the fourth. No, I understand it's Summer League. And I understand in a few weeks, a lot of these players won't be in the NBA. But I'm telling you, a lot of what he's showing translates to the NBA. Yeah. And it'll translate in the season when he gets minutes. And that's why Tom Thibodeau, it's a good problem to have. Mm-hmm. There's a log jam, but it is a great problem to have. And this New York Knicks team going into this season enters the season as a very deep team at the guard position. 100%. So even with the questions about Kemba and Rose, I think Knicks fans are in good shape with what they have, behind them.
Yeah, and the poise, man. Again, just Summer League, but the poise is there. He's getting the start. Not flustered at all by anything that they threw at him. Operated well out of the pick and roll, made some nice passes. End of the game, Cleveland kept it close in the second half. They made it interesting. I didn't think the Knicks were ever in jeopardy, but Cleveland did close it to 3 with 1 minute and 33 seconds left, and the last 3 possessions was all McBride. After Cleveland cuts it to 3, McBride comes down, hits him with the mid-range bank shot, no problem. Next possession, McBride out of the pick and roll finds Grimes for the corner 3. And then the last possession, McBride, 3-point shot, knocks it down, ice cold, game over. That was it, bro.
And let me say this. This is why I hate, we use it. Obviously, we use it when it benefits our arguments, right? But This is why, CP, I hate the plus-minus stat.
Yeah.
McBride plays 33 minutes tonight, right? And somehow he is a -5. Meanwhile, you have T. Davis play 8 minutes. He's a +17. Walker plays 20 minutes. He's a +14. How can a guy that goes 9 for 14, 5 of 8 from 3, grabs you 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, how is that a -5? How can you argue to me that his performance was negative?
Bad. Right, was a negative, yeah.
And a few of those shots were clutch shots. He hit the shot at the end that basically, closed the game out. Mm-hmm. So, this is why, that stat to me is just nonsense sometimes, because it doesn't really, sometimes I don't even know what it really wants to tell you, other than, when you got on the court, the team outscored the other team, so you're a plus.
It lacks context. That definitely lacks context, man. But overall, he was solid from beginning to end. Like I said, knocking down the mid-range to closing the game. The final 3 plays had his hands all over it. So great job by him. And again, I feel like, when it comes to playing time, we'll see how they handle Kemba's games. Is he going to play back-to-backs? Are there going to be games when he misses? Are there going to be games where Rose is out? I think those are games where McBride will come in. I think there's going to be opportunities. There's going to be nights where Tibbs is going to go McBride over quickly in some spurts because of his defense, bro.
Oh my God!
Because of his defense, and listen, I'm quickly hived to the end. Trust me, but. I can see him sliding McBride there, having Rose and Burks as your primaries, McBride as a catch and shoot, or another a tertiary ball handler with Obi and Taj Noel. I could see
CP, are you instigating CP?
I could see it. I don't see how you keep this kid off the court, especially as his defense is strong, because his defense is so strong. And it's going to be interesting, because when we had these debates last season with Peyton, a lot of what people were saying, it's because Peyton gives you this, he gives you the defense, he gives you the effort. Well, guess what? McBride gives you that and more, because he actually has the ability to hit an open shot, right? Which, Peyton didn't. So that's going to add even more pressure, and, it's going to add even more intrigue into what Thibodeau does with him. I would understand Grimes maybe, not getting minutes and you give him spot or situational minutes. Yeah. But McBride you're gonna have to find a way to get him minutes. I think he'll find a way. Again, it's no shade on Quick, and I think Quick will get the first shot at it, in that rotation. But defensively, there could be moments where Tibbs defers to McBride and goes McBride over quickly to pair him in the backcourt with Rose. I'm just saying. And I'll say this, to your point, what that's going to do is, I will say this, it will create a little bit of a pressure on Quickly to hit shots, because although in Summer League we've seen him as the lead guard and point guard, I think once the season starts, his role will be as the off guard. And with the abilities to drive to the basket of Rose and Kemba, he's going to get open shots. Yeah. And he has not shot a great percentage in the Summer League from the 3-point land. I think in the season, he's going to have to hit those shots, because if he doesn't, then McBride is right there. He's going to be on his heels. That's all I'm saying. I'm not advocating for it. All I'm saying is, defensively, as we talked about things that are going to translate, his defense against second unit players, I think he's going to be fine. And I think he'll be better than Quickly on the defensive end. You're not going to be able to be physical with him. You're not going to be able to bully ball McBride. A lot sharper defensively in terms of his instincts. Quickly plays hard on defense. I'll never take that away from him. But McBride is bigger. He's more physical. And I think he has a better overall defensive awareness, and that's why I think he'll find a way into the rotation through one of those guard spots.
What a difference an offseason makes, CP.
Yeah.
Just think about how just a month or so ago, whatever it was, when we play the Hawks. I mean, we were having shows, you were having shows, just trying to figure out what do we do now with, Peyton's not giving us nothing. Rose, do you start him? Then you're going to alter this, then the combination, then the rotations. And now in one off season, it totally flips. Now we're trying to figure out how certain players are going to get minutes. So I think the Knicks are in great shape heading into the season.
It's a good problem to have, like Efren Lopez says. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Saturday night, CPJD rocking. Knicks win 103-94 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. First rule of Summer League, it's only Summer League, but let's overreact. Shout out to Greg Film Stuff. Sends a super chat. He says, I like the physicality. Grimes attacks the hoop with not just settling to shoot every time, and his rebounding has been impressive. He needed this game. So let's go to Grimes. We thought yesterday was his best game of Summer League. Turned out it was today. 28 points, 6 of 14 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 4 dimes, a steal for Quentin Grimes. Great game. Great game by the kid. As we've been saying it during this summer league, what's been consistent has been his effort, his defense, his defensive awareness on point. Passing the ball, I thought has been underrated, even though he might not chalk up assists. He's a guy that pushes the ball ahead like McBride does. I think Grimes does the same thing, especially in transition. Has always been aggressive all summer league with his shot. As he said at halftime, shot just hasn't been falling. Today it was even better, and we saw a lot of it early off of the screens, a lot of off of Sim's screens. Sim set some good screens for him, and he got going. Another thing that has carried him throughout the summer league has been his rebounding. I don't think he's had less than 6 boards in summer league. He was a good rebounding guard at Houston. I think that'll carry over, and that's also a solid trait by Grimes. But great game overall for him, bro.
Yeah, and you mentioned his halftime interview, and that's what we were alluding to in terms of a shooter's mindset. He did not really look concerned. I mean, we were concerned, fans were concerned, people were flipping out and overreacting, but Quentin Grimes wasn't, and that's the positive. His rebounding has remained consistent. 7 yesterday, 6 today. That's 15 rebounds in 2 days. He's 9 of 17 from 3 in his last 2 games. 6 threes today, 3 last night. Yeah. And listen, man, his shots are going in now, and he's starting to feel very confident, starting to get in a rhythm. And I'd rather it be this way than the other way, because as summer league is ending, you have 1 game left. You want him to finish the summer on a very good note, so he can gain confidence and head into training camp with a positive attitude.
Yeah, 100%. 7 free throw attempts, also encouraging. Because I think that also says something about him just being more comfortable, attacking more, staying aggressive, and again, I thought Grimes was great. One thing that was notable about the Knicks offseason, even though yes, it didn't come with a big name or all-star, so to speak, but they've really emphasized shot creation in terms of who they went after in the draft, where they drafted, and also in free agency, especially pull-ups. That was one thing that the Hawks really exposed us on in terms of our lack of pull-up shooters and their depth in pull-up shooting that really killed us. They had guys all over the place that were busting shots in our grill. And pause. But, they got Fournier, 53% effective field goal percentage in pull-up shooting on 5 attempts. Kemba, 47% on 8 attempts. Derrick Rose, 50% on 5 attempts. Alec Burks, 53.5% on 4 attempts. You had McBride, who was in the 50th percentile off the dribble shooting. Grimes in the 63rd in college off the dribble shooting. It's an area that RJ and his manager admitted that they're working on RJ with. RJ was shot 34.8% effective field goal percentage on 2.7 attempts. That's an area of RJ's game that he needs to work on. So, but overall, like I said, through free agency and the draft, you can see that this is an area of a point of emphasis for the Knicks.
Yeah, and they're basically, it's a great strategy and counter to, the roster that they had this season, and that's why I thought, the Fournier, even if the Knicks take a small step back defensively from Bullock to Fournier, the difference is Bullock, it reminds me a lot, the Steve Novak days where we had, great shooter, but once you pressure the basketball, you pressure, their look, they really can't do anything. They freeze. And when we play the Hawks, DeAndre Hunter could take a step pull up. Danilo Gallinari, all their forwards, their guards, everyone that you look, had the ability to take a step or drive to the basket. And it seems like the strategy this offseason is to increase the offense, increase the efficiency from shooting, but also, get guys that can dribble. And if, someone pressures them for the three, and we've seen Grimes do that a lot tonight, doesn't mean that Grimes is an elite shot creator, but you just have the ability to do it. And we didn't have that ability last season.
Yeah, that's very true. Some other stats from McBride and Grimes. McBride, 92nd percentile in catch and shoots while guarded. Grimes, 83rd. So, guys that can shoot tough shots, man. Tough shot shooters.
Who's the most happy watching this summer league?
Who's that?
And as he learns who these new additions are, is Julius Randle.
Yeah.
I know Julius Randle right now
100%.
feels a lot better about what he has, around him going into this season. So I can't wait to see how that looks.
Yeah, true story indeed, man. And speaking of Julius, Obi chipped in with 21, 8 of 20 shooting from on the night, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block shot by Obi, 2 of 4 from downtown. And like I said, from him, whether it's this game or any of the previous ones, just seeing him mix up the arsenal, operating a lot out of the post in this game as well. And, again, some of these opportunities may not be there in his second year, right? This is summer league, NBA talent, way better. We understand that. Doesn't have the lower body strength to back down everybody and dominate in the post. But there will be opportunities, and you still want to see him taking advantage of it. You still want to see him attacking off the dribble, facing up, and because he has the athleticism to do so. And you saw that tonight. And again, 2 of 4 from downtown. So I thought Obi looked pretty good in his minutes.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I like the way he responded in the second half. His first half was a little slow.
Shaky.
And I thought in the first half, part of it was because as Sims returned, it's what I'm saying in terms of the little dilemma offensively with him. When you have him at center, there's more spacing.
Right.
He can get to the basket faster and easier. When he has a big center that doesn't, stretch the floor, then the paint spacing collapses a little bit more. And now what he has to do is he has to become a better one-on-one player. He has to cut better, and he has to hit mid-range shots. And I thought he did that in the second half. He had a few post-ups that were strong, and he was hitting his three-point shot above the break threes. And that's what he's going to need to do, because when you look at this Knicks roster, you have Mitchell Robinson and you have Noel. So all that spacing he saw last night playing at center, it may not happen because I just think that Thibodeau is a coach that is about consistency. He's about structure. And just like last year with Peyton, I don't know that he's going to move out of that Noel Mitchell Robinson rotation at center.
Yeah.
So him at the 4, he's going to have to learn to just get more polished in his one-on-one skills. And the other thing I will say, though, about him, CP, is as you saw today, and this is my only slight concern, and it's not him. It's just, the way that his minutes may be managed. If you saw tonight and you've seen him in the summer, he seems to be a guy that needs a lot of minutes because, he can get off rhythm and then he could come back and boom, and have a great half like he did tonight. Will he get that opportunity this season is the question.
Sure, yeah.
Because, the way he started the first half, if that happens, when that happened last year with Thibodeau, sometimes you didn't even see him in the second half, if at all. So I hope that Thibodeau can, just give him a chance, even if he struggles, give him the opportunity to get into rhythm, because he seems to be a player that just needs minutes in order to give you a productive night.
Yeah, you see 31 minutes tonight. He's getting a third of that, in the regular season. So, as you said, it's going to be interesting to see, can he maximize the limited time? I think playing full time with either Rose or Kemba, whoever they have him running out there with, at times he'll be running with one or the other. I think that'll definitely bode well for him. Playing with a solid point guard option for a full year. Hopefully they're all healthy. I think that'll definitely help. I agree.
100%. I agree. Especially, even in this summer, he's putting these offensive numbers, but you can't really say he's doing it with, the point guard skill set that he's going to get once he gets to play with Rose or Kemba. So I think it'll actually make it easier for him as well.
True story. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We got over 1,200 people in here. Let's get those likes up. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks win 103-94. If you guys want to call in with your takes, call us up. 657-383-1509 is the number. I want to shout out some of the super chats that have come in so far. Shout out to... And YouTube is hating on me right now. The chat is going crazy. That's why I can't keep up with the super chats. Hang on. All right, super chats are getting stunned. Shout out to Big Dog. He says, if you had to send one player to the G League, who would you send down, Deuce or Grimes? I mean, neither one, really. Neither one at this point, honestly. I don't think there's a need to send either one down at the moment. So, and the Knicks won't do that either. They're not a team that will do that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens as the season transpires. Shout out my guy Ayo Power out on the West Coast. He says, salute Coach Dice Yashimoto. This is a great momentum builder for our youth. Jericho Sims, Y2J locked down the paint tonight. By the way, who's MJ Walker? Yeah, so let's get to Jericho next, man, because he was sorely missed yesterday. And it was the sole reason why they moved Obi to the 5, because Reed Travis was just terrible, god awful. No disrespect to the kid, but he was just terrible. But Sims came back and held it down, man. But controlled the paint as he usually does. 8 points. How many? 8 points, 9 boards, 2 dimes for Sims. Got to the free throw line, 4-6. Had a couple of and ones, a block. Listen, what we've seen from Sims has been consistent all summer league. The fundamentals are there. Plays sound defensively. Doesn't try to overdo it on the offensive end. Knows his role. Plays the pick and roll very well. And, he's going to be on the two-way. He'll be down in Westchester, but we'll see what the future holds for Sims, man. Great pickup with the 58th pick in the draft. No doubt about it.
Everything you said sounds to me like an NBA rotational player.
Yeah.
And that's what I think he is trending towards becoming here in about a year. We talked yesterday. You saw the difference yesterday. We got punished in the paint, with having Obi at the 5. And then tonight, even with stuff that he didn't produce in the box score, stuff that didn't jump out and doesn't go on a box score, just his strength down low, his ability to box out, and just rotation on defense, man. He's going to be, I think a solid center. And he's in a great situation as well, because a player of his skill set in today's NBA, you could be drafted by an organization that doesn't really value that, and then you're out the league.
Yeah.
And with the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau will definitely give him an opportunity.
He's a tips-type player. And maybe that's why he dropped so far down, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he dropped so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because it's like, people just don't. The NBA has just changed, man.
Yeah.
And it's maybe what he produced, and also in today's evaluations in the draft, what players like Sims perform in practices and in combines, etc. Nothing that they do in these practices are going to jump out to GMs because Sims is not shooting threes in these workouts. He's not doing any ball handling skills like some of these 4s and 5s are doing now in today's NBA. So that's probably why a player like him in today's NBA is going to drop. And hey, the Knicks, benefited from that because they have a coach that values, defense, values rebounding, values the small things. And I think he's in a great situation.
For sure. For sure. And with more consistent point guard play, I think he'll be an even better rim runner. So we'll see what happens with Sims, but he'll be here on a two-way, and we know that Mitch's durability and Nerlens' durability as well could be in question. So you never know. You may see Sims playing some meaningful minutes next year in that rotation, but solid summer league by Sims. Big Dog sends another super chat. He says, "What's your view on Vildoza and Jakubaitis?" So it was announced today that Rokas was sent down to he went to Spain. So there's our answer: draft and stash. So Rokas is going to go to Barcelona. He's going to play over there, get some meaningful minutes in the ACB. And then, we'll see when we see him. Do we see him next year? Do we see him the year after that? But I thought he had a pretty good summer league in his limited time. Definitely showed some things. Got comfortable playing as the games went on. And, again, he'll get some meaningful minutes in Barcelona and come back. And we'll see how he fits with this team in a couple of years.
Yeah. And that's probably why he didn't get as many minutes as, some wanted.
Yeah.
Over the past few games. What that indicates to me is that this was always the plan. It's a little odd for me for you to just send him to Spain right now. So if there's something I don't know, I'm not sure, but just a little odd for them. We have one game left. The whole thing was a little odd, but hey, the Knicks have a plan, and he shows some skills here. And now is on to to develop overseas, and let's see where he's at a year or two from now.
And then as far as and shout out Blood of the Panda, I saw your super chat. We're gonna definitely read it. So appreciate that. As far as Vildoza, it was reported earlier this week that he had suffered a ankle injury, a foot injury, so he was gonna be out for the entire summer league, and so we'll catch up with him in the preseason. How do they handle his roster spot is left to be seen. Do they cut him and then sign him back on a two-way contract? We'll see what happens. Remember that when they had signed him to a 4-year deal, only 1 year was guaranteed. The rest of it was partially guaranteed. So, I think they only paid about $2 million for his buyout fee from his team in Spain. In Barcelona, I believe he came from, right? Or was he in the Turkish league? Those was he was Barcelona. He was Barcelona.
Yeah.
So they paid $2 million for the buyout. I think overall he didn't look too great. He didn't look too great in summer league, man. He looked overmatched, looked overwhelmed in many cases. Came out with a couple of assists, but he didn't play well. He definitely didn't play well. So he could be on the outside looking in, man.
Yeah, it's hard to even say anything because we didn't really see anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We didn't see much.
Olympics, so. I mean, not really either.
Yeah, right. He played with Baskonia. That's
Baskonia. That's right. Yeah. That's it.
And I don't know, man. This injury, has it been lingering for the Olympics? That's the thing. When you don't see a player, sometimes it's hard to give any player the benefit of a doubt because you don't know how that player plays under normal circumstances. And, here with the Knicks, he hasn't been under normal circumstances. So, let's see. He definitely has a battle ahead of him because everybody ahead of him is played well. And it looks like the Knicks like him, but he'll have to prove something in training camp. That's for sure. To me, that's his last shot.
That's it. That's his last shot. So we'll see what happens. Shout out my guy Ag the Corner in the chat right now. Don Cornelli, what's going on? Big time Knicks fan. Sports 5 TV in the chat as well. Shout out Sports 5 TV. He's been he's been Team Vildoza in America. You know what I'm saying? He's been the Vildoza translator the whole time. So shout out Sports 5 TV and all the work he's putting in out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, man. Definitely salute to him. All right, let's get to the super chats before we get to the phones. I want to shout out Fat Boy with Kicks. Fat Boy, what's going on? He says, man, I hope dude who called last night saying we got Turner is correct. Miles Turner on this squad would make us scary. Eric Efron says, this is the best offseason you guys have had in 2 decades. I can't wait to see how this season plays out. I think he might be a Bulls fan. He sent me a message the other day. He might be a Bulls fan, but yeah, we got a lot of out of towners or fans of other teams that tune to KnicksFanTV. JD's number one show for the fans by the fans. Can't blame
noise,
them.
Man.
They were making noise. We were making noise, man. So salute to Eric. Definitely appreciate that. $10 super chat. Blood of the Panda says, like I said, CP, we are the Danny Granger Pacers, and that boy Obi's coming next. Also, shout out Grimes, a.k.a. Baby Burks, and Walker looking like a baby born ready. Hashtag Obi Ventures, hashtag free Obi, hashtag Baby Burks. Yo, I like Walker, man. I like Walker's game, man. This kid is playing like he's hungry. You know what I mean? He's a guy that he has an outside chance. Hopefully he gets picked up by Westchester. No, he's not going to make the rotation, but he's hungry, man. Plays defends the hell out of the ball. And today he did a good job scoring, man. 3 of 3 from downtown, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, plus 14 on the night, 9 points for MJ Walker, man.
Yeah, he was smooth. He was in rhythm, hitting 3 of 3 from the 3-point line. And he definitely has a clue, unlike that Travis dude. Walker definitely understands what's in front of him. That Travis dude, I don't think he's figured out yet that, this is your opportunity to make an impression, because godly, I was so happy Sims was back today. Man, I couldn't watch another game.
Man. So, but
I hope Walker gets picked up, man. He's definitely, maybe G League. I think you might get to an NBA roster during the season at some point.
Yeah, I think he'll make it. Fan 94 in the chat said Macri said Knicks don't have enough assets until December. I didn't think so either. They certainly don't have the salaries to match right now to make a Turner trade happen, and they're not eligible to trade any of the guys that they just signed until December 15th, until mid-December.
Yeah, that's why I think, because with Knox and Mitch, that's like 7.6 mil, and Turner's at 18.
He's at 18.
So you need to come up with 10 more. So if you're going to do it via some of the players you re-sign, you have to wait. And I think regardless of what we could offer, I think from an Indiana Pacers standpoint, any decision that they make regarding Miles Turner will probably come at the deadline, because it looks like it's trending towards them wanting to give this kind of core with Brogdon and Turner and LeVert. Looks like they want to give him one shot this year to see how they do. And if they don't do well, they might go out in an all-out rebuild and become sellers at the deadline. So, and that's why the Knicks, people are like here clamoring for Turner. We can relax. Like, the Knicks are in a good spot. Drafting Sims, I think Mitch is going to be extra motivated because I'm not, he's not thinking, oh, Sims is going to take my job. That's not the point. The point is that the Knicks have Noel that they've invested in, and then they have Sims right there that they're developing. So, if you're Mitch, you're understanding that, you are in a contract year, but you're also are a part of a team that is not in bad shape behind you. So I think that will we will get a real good evaluation of Mitch this year, because he's going to have all the motivation that he needs.
True story. My guy Big Surge sends a super chat. He says, after watching McBride, it's official. Frank was absolute trash. Sorry, Frank Hive. The McBride Hive is hiring. Yo, man, let my man Frank live, man. He won a silver medal. He's in France. They got a nice, hero's welcome back home. Shout out to the French Prince, man. It's been real. Daniel Owen sends a $25 super chat. He says, Grimes doing what he got to do, playing D and hitting threes. Obi still got me scratching my head a lot, but looks better overall. Keep grinding, CP. Love what you do. Shout out Daniel Owens, man. Appreciate the love. We got David Lomonico sends a $5 super chat. David, appreciate you. Let me keep scrolling up because I know Big Surge sent another super chat as well. And he says, Leon is getting a lifetime contract. He is a shrewd negotiator as he is a talent evaluator. McBride, Grimes, Sims, Quickly, and Toppin is a damn good draft resume. In La Rosa Nostra, we trust. A special year is coming. So salute Big Surge, man. Surge, you got to call in, man. I appreciate the super chats. We got to hear from you, man. All right, let's go to the phones. Let's open it up. Let's go to Arkansas. Truth. Kicking us off. Truth, how you feeling, fam?
CP, JV, what's up with y'all boys? Hey, in the chat, let's get them like buttons.
Let's get those likes up.
Subscribers
Hit that thumbs up button for you boys.
Already. Ready, but that was a hell of a second quarter, man. I thought I seen some green light, excellent releases out there.
Yep.
But McBride, if he take a step inside, you can count that. And then Grimes, when he fall away, he making the shot. The defense don't even matter. I see Grimes in transition. He got a real good handle on the ball.
Yeah.
Seems like the ball just a magnet when it come down to Jericho Sims. Seems like he got almost every board. Obi had a good game by the time he got to the fourth. On Cleveland, Stevens and Ryan's they were trying to work us a little bit.
Yeah, Stevens
but we
can ball.
closed the game out pretty good. What'd you say?
Yeah, I said Stevens can hoop. Stevens is nice.
Yeah. I mean, my bad brother, Amir Sims, I like that pickup. He a bruiser, something like what we was expecting Knox to do, and good shooting by MJ Walker.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Truth. Good.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Already, bro. Be safe, man. Truth from Arkansas giving us a quick rundown. I like that. He was on point. Truth was definitely on point, man. Yeah, Grimes was in the 92nd percentile in transition in Houston. And again, man, I would like to see us just get out and run a little bit more, bro, because now we got the horses. We continue to add guys that can push the pace and get out in transition. We have RJ, we have Obi. I think Mitchell will do better that way. You have McBride, who's always pushing it ahead, and you have Grimes as well. I like that, bro. Add another dynamic to our offense.
When we go to the bench next season, it's going to be interesting. What rotation they use, what lineup they use to be able to accomplish that and get out and run. Because, do you put Obi at the 5 and just go shooters and just run and gun? Or, do you go Obi at the 4 and just play with Noel? And, because usually to get the best out of it, you need all 5 players running.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens. That's why those rotational shows are gonna be fun.
Definitely gonna break those down as we wrap up summer league and go into the dog days before training camp. But clock is ticking, man. Before you know it, we'll have preseason start up early October, and then we'll kick it off into the season. So definitely looking forward to that. How many people we got in the chat right now? We have over 1,600 in the chat. Let's get those likes up. Let's get to 1,000 likes right now. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. It goes a long way in promoting the show. Trust and believe. KnicksFanTV, #1 show for the fans by the fans. As usual, people, tonight's show is presented by Manscaped, the #1 men's grooming tool below the waist. Fellas, go out and get the Lawnmower 4.0. It is the Ferrari of ball trimmers. Your bulls will thank you later. Trust and believe. Go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping on your order. And once again, with the Lawnmower 4.0, what it's good for, #1, it's got the ceramic skin-safe technology. Very important so that, you don't get those nicks down there, those bad nicks. It comes with a spotlight, with an LED spotlight. It used to be a regular light, now it's a spotlight, so you can't miss a spot. You could use it as a flashlight if the lights go out. Whatever you're into. You want to do it in the dark, whatever you're into, man. Great battery life. You can do it wirelessly, charge it wirelessly, or plug-in charger as well. So it's got a great battery life. Waterproof as well. And it's got this sleek matte black design, man. So shout out to Manscaped. They got a bunch of other dope products, man. You got your ball deodorant. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the summertime, JD definitely need that anti-chafing ball deodorant. You got your ball toner, man. If you leaving work, you're going out to happy hour. You know what I'm saying? You just need a little refresher. Just get a little spritz. And you got your weed whacker here, man. Good for hair and nose trimming as well, man. So Manscaped keeps you guys going. Once again, go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. All right, just got to pay the bills a little bit. All right, next call up. Let's go to my man Craig from South Florida. Craig, what's going on, man? How you feeling, bro?
It may be wet, but I am upset.
Oh, man, what's going on, man?
Get this now. First of all, I'm going to talk about the here and now.
Yeah.
The Knicks are a scary team. They are a scary team. And remember, Dice is Thibodeau's right-hand man, so he's doing exactly what Thibodeau wants him to do. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget that. So everything that's going on out there, Thibodeau is signing off on. McBride, he's going to be a big part of the Knicks this year.
Yeah.
No question. But what do I see on YouTube first thing this morning? Max Sullivan and his damn ESPN show reporting the trade I gave to you last night.
I didn't hear that, man.
Clutch B-Ball TV. Knicks trade. Oh, Miles Turner.
That ain't Max. That's
Kevin
not Max
Knox.
Kellerman, though.
I don't know who it is, but it's an ESPN offshoot.
Oh no, it's not, man. It's not. But no, yo, I agree with you though, Craig, man. The team is looking good. Definitely appreciate it. Team is looking good, and we'll see if they can rebound off of last year, man. Hopefully, they can maintain that 4 seed or above. The East is gonna be competitive though, JD.
Yeah.
East is gonna be competitive, man.
Yeah. Is Craig still on?
No. We're just gonna go rapid fire because we got a lot of calls in the queue, man. But definitely appreciate the call, Craig. No, Clutch B-Ball TV. Shout out my guy Noah Cahill. No, he's not an ESPN offshoot by any stretch. But maybe he heard the show and he reported it for his channel. So
Craig trying to get his credit, man.
yeah, he wants his credit. Man. I think that's what he wants. Craig. I think he just wants his credit, man. So, people are waiting on it. Look, there is interest. It's right now they just don't have the assets to part where the salaries can match. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. If it does happen, all credit goes to Craig. All right, let's go Uptown Harlem World. Why me? What's going on?
Yo, what's good, man? You know the vibes. Hit that thumbs up for your boys.
Yes, sir.
Salute CP. Salute JD. Nice to meet you, brother.
Appreciate
I love
it,
what
bro.
y'all doing.
Thank you, man.
Listen, I just want to talk about the fact Leon Rose and Tibbs addressing the Knicks' long time, maybe like 20-year Achilles heel, which is guard play. I like the fact that we got a Bob Huggins defender, and just so much that defender also has an offensive game is beautiful. And I like the fact that the league changed that rule with the unnatural moves. So that's going to neutralize a lot of guards flopping, jumping into players and things like that. They're going to allow our players to really play defense, and I think that works out in our favor, for real. So I just want to say salute, keep doing what y'all doing. On a side note, I'm not sure I would shave my balls with the same razor that I shave my ears and my nose with.
Nah, it's
that's
different.
neither here nor there.
Yo, pause. It's different products, though, fam. It's different products.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, is that like an all-in-one or what? Like,
Nah, man.
Maybe you should spend a $8.
No, fam. No, man. I would never steer you wrong, bro. I would never steer you wrong like that, man. Come on.
But yeah, and yo, I've been telling everybody about Jericho Sims. Fans,
Yeah.
his chest, his jersey, the New York is at the rim.
Yeah,
So those
yeah.
lobs are gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what we about to do. I pray that everybody stays healthy and all of that during these times. Salute to J-Boogie, because I was watching the other KnicksFanTV show and I saw that he was in pain. So
Yeah.
if he's
Salute our
listening,
guy.
salute to you, bro. Salute to Ron from the Knicks as well.
Yes,
Salute
sir.
to the whole Knicks nation. Everybody's looking forward to the season, man. Y'all stay healthy. Poppa left and all them out there representing.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, sir.
And salute to Ash too and CK.
Appreciate
you know what
you,
it
man.
is. I'll call y'all later, man. Much love.
Yes, sir. Great call, bro. Appreciate the call, man. Why me? Yo, no, man. I'm not in the... No, come on, man. It's two different products, bro. You got the Lawnmower 4.0, the Ferrari ball trimmers, and then you got the Weed Whacker. Two completely different products, people. Two completely different products.
Let him know, CP.
You know what I'm saying? JD thought he's cross-contaminating. I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, why me? Why me? Not you. Why me? Why me?
Yeah,
for all?
right.
Yeah, come on, man. I wouldn't steer y'all wrong. All these products are part of the Performance Package 4.0. You can get all these products in one package, plus 20% off. It's a good deal. Definitely a good deal. But shout out to Why Me, man. Yeah, you have anything on that call? He said he wanted to applaud the front office for investing in guard play this year.
Yeah, and Leon, they've had a great game plan. And I think what happened in the playoffs, where you put a head coach like Thibodeau in a tough position to where you had to start a player that he probably didn't want to, and he didn't because
That's right.
all season he was facing pressure to make lineup changes. In the playoffs, even, after game one, he was facing pressure. He still didn't do it. So now you're giving the head coach more options, and not only options, but, players that can play defense and that can hit a shot. So he has, that's what head coach always say. You hire a head coach, you hire him for what he's able to produce, and then you get him the players that he needs so that he can execute his system. And it looks like Thibodeau this season has an improved roster, and I think that's why the Knicks have a lot more expectation and pressure to, duplicate that and be a playoff team again.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Definitely agree there. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. And you know what? Let me throw a little poll in the chat here. See, I want to see who the fans, which rookie are the fans most, enthusiastic about going into the season. Is it Grimes, McBride? Let's see, man. Let's see. But yeah, if you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. Let's go back to the phones. Book from Queens. Book, how you feeling, bro?
I am fantastic. First of all, shout out to the show. First and foremost,
yes,
you're doing a great job as usual. And that cross-contaminated line is genius. I'm going to steal that and use it, apply it in another suitable circumstance. Because that was hilarious. I have a lawnmower. I was like, oh, he clearly doesn't have a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I think why me speaking from experience, fam. I think he needs to go get that lawnmower. Go get that with your 20% off, man. He's coming from experience.
So that having been said, also CP, thanks for you. You remembered my comments from the other night about what I was saying with the pocket passes. You saw him working on that, improving it.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of relates to what I want to talk about tonight. And you actually just talked about it with the poll. Which rookies do we value the most now that we're seeing these developments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen since last year, and I don't know if you guys had this same thought. When they traded back and turned one draft pick into another 2 draft picks, I was like, oh, this front office is playing chess, not checkers, right? These guys are 2 or 3 steps down the line in terms of what they would like to do, and they have contingency plans. And as a fan of the Knicks, I haven't seen that in the front office for a very long time. So now I'm eagle-eyed for this kind of thing. So put your overreaction hats on, because that's where I'm going with this 4-quick section.
Mm-hmm.
And it concerns Sim. So one thing you guys said, and you guys are on top of your game all night, but one thing you said, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but the perception that you called out, that basically guys like Sim are losing their value, blah, 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 because of spacing. I actually don't think that that's necessarily true in this sense. Out of all of the playoff centers, in terms of the teams that are actually good, the only one who doesn't protect the rim off the top of my head is Jokic. And they're not even a Final Four team, despite all that offensive talent they have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everybody else, Embiid, Lopez, down the line, Capella, everybody else is a rim protector. I think what's happened is teams have learned how to defend 5 out. And so you need that center to really boost your pick-and-roll defense, because if you can't guard the pick-and-roll, the spread pick-and-roll has become number 1. So it's really 4 shooters and the center in the middle. And the exception is when you have like a Westbrook or a Giannis.
Yeah.
You prefer that center to be able to do both, right? He needs the rim protection and the shooting. But he doesn't need to shoot on all these other teams, right? Like Clint Capella can't shoot his way out of a paper bag. And, a lot of these other guys, they don't necessarily want shooting who think they can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So I say all that to say, I think Sims makes Mitch expendable. And it's because Mitch is good. And I love Mitch. Mitch for a while was the only good thing we've done in like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was the bright light. And like, I think Macri said on his show, he seems like a great kid. Fun kid, plays with effort. We hear little rumblings about some like incompatibilities maybe with the culture. But I think if Sims, and when I say Sims, I don't mean like Noel's going to take Mitch's job and then Sims is going to play 25 minutes a game. No. Noel would take Mitch's job, and then Obi, Sims, Taj, now can play the 5, it's because it seems like they're working on that.
I hope
And
so.
That's like, yeah. And so I think with Mitch, that makes him expensive. The funny thing about Quick, and I'm literally, my Twitter handle was Emmanuel Quickly's bandwagon manager, right? So I'm all in on Quick. But the fact of the matter is, if McBride is as real as he looks, and eye test overreaction Summer League hat on, I think this kid has game, he has mentality, wingspan, plays and defends both positions. I think he might be just a monumental steal the way Quickly was last year. And if he is, a lot of teams have been talking about Quickly in all of these rumors. And now that makes us flexible on Quick as the year goes on. So I think this team is setting up for deals. I hope it's not for Miles Turner, because I don't think he gets us out of the first round of the playoffs, him and him alone. If we're going to lose our young guys that I'm emotionally attached to, I want a big fish. I think that's where the Knicks need to go. You put value on a team in terms of draft picks and talent, and then you strike when the iron's hot.
That's
and
facts.
It appears that they're doing that.
Yeah,
So
it does, man. Great call as usual, Book. Everybody throw a 5 in the chat for that call, Book. Always bringing it. Throw a 5 in the chat for Book. But yeah, I definitely think they're doing it. For me, I'm keeping Mitch. And if you bring up Sims, I like them better than Noel, man. Let's see what Sims can do at the pro level, right? I'm pump my brakes a little bit. The first league is
Pump your brakes, CP.
first rule of summer league is it's only summer league. So let me wait until Sims gets up there with the big boys and see. What I do like is his fundamentals in certain respects. Noel, even though yes he is an elite rim protector, that's basically it. And that's why I feel like we got dominated in that Hawks series, because number one, he doesn't rebound well. We knew that was going to be a problem. Capella ate him alive. Number two, he doesn't provide you with the vertical spacing that Mitch does. And he doesn't shoot at all. I mean, we haven't seen Mitch shoot at all. We haven't seen Sim shoot. We saw Sim shoot 1 3-point in the summer league. But Noel, he has no hands, and he's really not a threat offensively at all. You know what I'm saying? At least when you look at some of the teams that were in it in the Final Four, obviously Brook Lopez can splash it. You had Ayton. Who else did you have out there? For Brooklyn, they were rocking with Griffin. They were rocking
with Blake Griffin.
They were rocking with Blake. I think you still need guys in the Sims, Mitch mold in the playoffs. I don't think you have to necessarily have a four spacing 5 to win games. I still think there's value in having that guy, as long as that big is not going to get exposed in his pick and roll defense. I still think you need that guy, because I think that's part of the reason why the Suns got worked by the Bucks in those closing games, because the Bucks' size and their rebound, and they dominated them in that respect. What's your take?
I mean, listen, Sims had 9 fouls. He almost had a double-double the other day where he has 7 points and 9 fouls. Yeah. So when I see things like that, I just want to put perspective. Now, we want to put our overreaction hat, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But, he looks good here, but, he can go up against Joel Embiid tomorrow and pick up 3 fouls in 2 minutes. And then what's the use there? Now you have to make adjustments. So I want to develop him. And yes, I do agree with the call in terms of perspective and his philosophy. I do agree with that. However, I would say that, Ayton can hit a mid-range shot, and Brook Lopez can hit a mid-range shot. He can hit a 3-point shot. So even the centers that were in the finals, they still had the ability to score around the basket or in the perimeter, even as they both are shot blockers. Mm-hmm. So there's still value there. I mean, a few years ago when the Lakers made the finals, JaVale McGee couldn't get on the floor, and he was a starter, because then it became a liability once he couldn't do anything around the basket. And we see that a lot with these centers. I mean, you just mentioned Noel as an example of why, you don't, but Sims does have, it looks to be a skill set that he can have develop a post game. And I mentioned the 3-point shot that he took a few games ago that he missed, but it did look a little fluid. It looked like he has potential there. So, I'm not saying Sims has to develop a 3-point shot, but develop where he has a touch around the basket and he can be a threat off the pick and roll. If he can be a threat, then you can definitely have that. I think that's where Mitch needs to get better, is becoming a threat outside of just a lob.
Yeah, I agree. And it'll be left to be seen where they go with his development this season. But he did post on Instagram. Shout out to Mitch. He did post on Instagram that the training staff is getting him ready for the season. We've seen a much stronger Mitchell Robinson in some pictures. So Mitch looks like he's ready to go. So we'll see, man. And
I'll say this on Noel, CP, because you getting on my boy Noel. I'll say this on Noel. I think, yes, I do. He is a good shot blocker. He's not. I think people overrate him on the pick and roll defense. He's really not a strong pick and roll defender, just because he's so used to shot blocking that he's always thinking that, and sometimes he's out of position in the pick and rolls.
Yeah, I said that. That's what I said. That's why I didn't think he was good as a pick and roll defender. But
I think he just ran out of gas because of the Mitch injury. Yeah. Tibbs overextended his minutes. He needed to, and then to me, he's a backup. He's a backup player, and in the NBA, sometimes when you play a certain role and you're asked to do more than what your role is, you get exposed for certain things that you're not able to produce for more minutes. And I think that's what happened to him. If they can keep him for the role that they are planning to, 18 minutes, I think you can get good 18 minutes. Anything over that, absolutely, he could you can actually become a liability from a strength.
I agree. Now, but I still think that book brings in an interesting point. Not to say that, he did say that Sims makes Mitch expendable, but I still have to question whether they will invest a significant amount of cap in their front court. I mean, the deal that they gave Noel is a little bit less. It's about roughly $9 million per year. But how much are they gonna give Mitch? How much are they? Mitch is gonna command double digit. If he goes through a full 82 or a good chunk, say 80%, he's gonna command, say what, 15, 16. I'd say between 12 to 15. How much did Jared Allen get? Jared Allen got 5 for 100, right?
That's 25.
Or did he get? He got 20. Jared Allen got 20. I believe it was 5 for,
or
was it
125? Is 20. Yeah, if it's 5 years, that's 20 a year.
Yeah. You figure Mitch will get less, a little bit less. I think Mitch could be in that 15. I think
15 might be the sweet spot.
I think he could go in that 15. So,
and he'll probably want 20, knowing that you ask for more in negotiations, knowing that you have a ballpark behind closed doors. So 15 may be that sweet spot, and it's tough. And then the other question is, like you mentioned, if not even 82 CP, what if he has a great start? Right? He has a great start. He's healthy. The Knicks are winning. What do you do? Because if you're the organization, you don't want to give him that money, then do you want to risk losing him for nothing? And that's the other question
that's
to
the
it
other
too.
Question. That's the other question.
Like you just got, because to me, if I'm a Knicks fan, I would be disappointed. We got a steal in the second round, and now what do we get out of it? You didn't get anything in return.
Yeah,
like it doesn't make sense to me. So it's going to be very interesting.
Right?
At least the Sims drafting and what he's shown could give you some sense of insurance policy in the event that you have to make a deal, or you could trade Mitch for a wing player, because I do think this team could use a wing defender. But I think everything will be on everything's going to be on what the organization, how they want to invest the cap. And it seems to me the way that they've, given some of these contracts 2-year deals, they have their eye on some prize in a year or two.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious. They could very well still, re-up Mitch and let Noel walk or put Noel in a package. But I'm just very interested to see where they go with that, and whether or not they view Sims as a way to kind of reset that rookie scale, like the Hawks are trying to do with Cam Reddish, because they have the depth there at the position, and they feel like, Sims could come in, be a rim runner, be a rim protector, in that Mitch mold. It's just very interesting to see where they go there. And if Mitch and Noel don't stay healthy, like I said, Sims will get an opportunity.
If they trade Mitch, we better get something out of it. That's all I have to say.
100%, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Yeah, it's a very interesting question by Book. Throw your cities in the chat, man. Where are you guys checking in from? Throw your cities, throw your flag if you're not from New York, or from the U.S. Throw your flags in the chat right now, and we'll shout a couple of you guys out. Couple more calls. I heard Poppa Left is on the line, so we got to get to him. Where's he at? And I saw, you know what? Poppa Left, hang on, because we got to go long distance. We got to go to the land of the rising sun right now. My guy Ruel is checking in from Japan. Ruel, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? I hope y'all enjoying y'all evening.
What's going on, man? Good,
enjoying
man.
Y'all summer league, staying safe.
Yeah, or I should say good morning to you, man. Konnichiwa, bro.
Yeah, it's about noon here, so
okay, no
just
doubt.
Getting myself ready for the day.
All right.
Sunday, but hey, I just want to talk about this Mariana Trench that we got going on for depth.
Yeah.
I think a lot of fans right now are just kind of like overthinking some things.
Mm-hmm.
The whole hey, we might have to move Mitch thing to me just seems kind of overblown. Those aren't decisions that need to be made this offseason or even at the trade deadline.
But what if he walks? What if he walks? He's going to test the open market.
Hey, that's he was the second round pick, right? That wasn't something that we expected to get out of him as a whole, right? I'd rather, if we have lottery picks that walk, that's more of a bigger deal, right?
I mean, not necessarily, bro. You can't. I don't think you could view it as. I don't think you could view it as what he was or what you got him for. I think you view it as what his value is to the team and to the league. What is his market value, and can you get something for it that is of equal value, or do you risk losing him for nothing?
Well, yeah, no, absolutely, but it's not an absolute nothing. It's more of a cap space nothing. Like that, like he's still worth cap space in that regard. If he goes out there and finds out his value is higher, then obviously there's teams that might be on the phone who's not, like, teams are not going to call asking for Mitchell Robinson if there's a possibility he could just walk.
That's a fact.
Right? So that's why the whole extension conversation needs to be, we don't know where that is. He's been through so many different agents, since the start of the league, but since he's been in the league, so it's just kind of like, we don't know, right? We as a fans, and we've seen this front office have kept things tight-lipped this entire time, and they've done an absolutely wonderful job behind the scenes without, the media interfering and people putting pressure on, hey, you should go get this player, you should go get that player because we heard y'all trying to get this player, but right now, looking at this team as constructed, they don't need to do nothing right now, right? They legitimately don't need to do anything right now. We know Tibbs is going to run a 10-man rotation at best, right? So, as much as I've loved the way how Grimes and Deuce McBride's been playing this summer league, I honestly don't feel like, I feel like they're probably going to spend some time in the G League as a whole. And the way how Obi Toppin is playing in this summer league, it's just like, I just want Randall to sit down for maybe about an extra 10 minutes a game or an extra 5 to 8 minutes a game, just so Obi Toppin get those reps in, so. Like I said, this team is extremely deep, and I tweeted it a couple of days ago. I think the Knicks are going to be the third seed going into the NBA playoffs next season. I honestly believe that.
Third, okay.
Regardless of what people say, yeah, I legitimately believe that because you can't knock depth in the way a lot of teams need it. Like we got this whole COVID health and safety protocol going in, all these injuries that's been happening and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff, that's good. We'll be able to endure that, right? Like that's just how I feel. Like, boom, let's say Rose or Kemba goes down, boom, McBride is an easy slot in, and we don't lose much on defense. Matter of fact, we gain much on defense because I think he's a better defender than those two.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I try to tell people, like, look, this team is deep and it's deep for a reason, and we're not overpaying anybody. it's easy for us to move pieces for future stuff. But for right now, I think the front office is chilling for right now. They've done their job, and they're gonna just watch and see how this team performs going forward to see if they need to move assets or anything. But for right now, this team is going to be an absolute monster. We kept the same course. So that's just my 2 cents.
Absolutely, man. Good to hear from you. Be safe out there. Enjoy the day over in Japan. My guy Ruel checking in, long time viewer, long time listener. I still think there will be a decision on Mitch, bro.
Mitch, man.
There will be a decision.
I like Mitch, man. And I mean, look what they did this offseason. What's to say that they just won't give him you can offer him a nice 3-year deal. You don't have to give him 4 or 5 just because we have the ability to. You can give him a nice 3-year deal, pay him a lot of money for 3 years, you know, and just like keep it within the framework of, in the event that you have to make a move, you still are able to, you know, just like people are saying with these contracts that we sign is, you know, Fournier or a lot of these people got a lot of money, but they're not necessarily to the, you know, 4 or 5 years to where you can't do something, put a pick next to it and move it.
Yeah.
So you can get creative. Noel could be moved, but I think with Noel, if you're going to move Noel, you may have to attach an asset.
Yeah, probably.
For someone to take him because, you know, like I mentioned, that's the reason why I thought he would resign here, because I don't think that other teams were going to value him the way Thibodeau and this system. He's a system player to me.
They took care of him.
So they took care of him. So what makes me think that they may not take care of Mitch?
Well, I think my question is, does Mitch's team intend to take this thing to the market? Because what is he on, his 6th agent now? He fired Rich Paul. He thought Rich Paul was going to have him straight. Fired him. Now he's on the next guy. I don't think he's hiring all these people to just give them a team-friendly deal and take anything that they throw at him. It's a risky bet for Mitch, too.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I don't know. I mean, it's a different position player, but it's still business. So what happened with Noel before, right? I'm sure maybe Noel has had behind-the-scenes conversations about that experience. And then we saw Dennis Schroeder. Does Dennis Schroeder's situation now change the way, you know, some players look at, you know, if the Knicks, let's say tomorrow, the Knicks say, hey, Mitch, here's a 3-year offer. Does Mitch say, yo, I'm not trying to be the next Schroeder. You know, I understand I can get hurt. Let me take the financial security. Right. Let me take this deal, because that's the other side to it, too. You know, he decides to take it to the market. What if he gets hurt in the second half? He has a bad year, a bad ending to his year, because that's what happened with Schroeder. Mm-hmm. Schroeder had a decent season to start. It's just the way he finished. He got hurt. He wasn't able to do anything in the playoffs. And that killed his value. Yeah. So that's another thing he has to consider, too, because he's had 6 agents. How would he look after having 6 agents, and then the Knicks make him an offer behind the scenes, and it's reported, it gets leaked, right? The Knicks leak it on purpose or something, put pressure on him, and then something happens, and then now he has to take another 1-year deal.
Yeah. It's a good question, man. Definitely a good question. We'll see how it all transpires during the season. Let's salute some of these people in the chat, man. I want to salute Anthony Corniel checking in from Corona, Queens, repping DR. Anthony, what's going on? We got Sports 5 repping the Bronx. Five Boy Kev repping Vegas. What's going on? We got Swinny the One from New Zealand. All right. Big up Gatlin 33 checking in from Jamaica. What's going on? The Uppercut, how you feeling? Who else we got in here? We got Kevin Brown repping the Poconos via Brooklyn, USA. Let's go. Who you want to shout out in the chat, bro?
M. Rivera, 4396, Strong Island.
Let's go.
Shutani 1, Singapore.
Okay, all right, worldwide. Let's go.
And I'm always gonna shout out Paul Roberts from Harlem. Anybody that's from Harlem, I'm gonna shout them out.
Harlem, USA. What's going on? Yeah, man, let's definitely shout out anybody from Haiti, man. If you have people out there in Haiti, there was a big earthquake out there again today. So, we just want to salute you guys, and hopefully, you didn't have anybody that was impacted too much out there or at all. And so definitely want to, salute you guys for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, who else? Oh, Angelo from Brazil. Angelo, what's going on, man? How you feeling? All right, couple more calls before we wrap up. Let's get those likes up. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button. Rod from Nebraska. Rod, how you feeling, bro? Rod, I was looking for you yesterday, fam. What happened?
P, what it do, brother? How you doing, man?
Man,
I was going to give you a call, but I gave you a break. Man.
I was waiting. I was ready, man. I had a drink poured up after the quickly done yesterday.
Okay.
I was ready for the ammunition, Mero. Let's go.
I watched the show. I thought about it. Say, you know what? I'm gonna keep it light, but I'm gonna let everyone see what I've been talking about. Before I begin, I just want to say the Deuce is loose. The Deuce is loose. All right.
Let's go.
He's going to be a problem, and we all know this. He's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
They saying Marcus Smart. He reminds me of Tony Douglas, one of our own, but he's
hopefully better. Yeah,
but
hopefully better.
He's a ball hog.
Mm-hmm.
I love his physique, 6'8", 6'9" wingspan. Trey Young right now is in the gym trying to come up with 3 other moves. Mark my words, because it's not going to fly. We got somebody to go to. McBride. Look, I'm done. I'm getting this jersey real quick. Grimes, like I said last call, I'm getting H2O chills. This guy, if RJ had Grimes' handle, RJ would be an all-star. Grimes is serious. What I love about our two guys, that this draft, I hate to say it, 96 was pretty deep with Marbury and Ray Allen and Ivo. Mm-hmm. The league got something with this draft. They might have 7 stars. Maybe four or 5 superstars, and we got 2 of them. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to be all-star stars, but our boys could be in that conversation depending on their production. As far as Jericho Sims, I hear a lot of talk about him. I don't think he's showing enough to push Mitch out the way. But I will say this. When I'm looking at Mitch picks online, I like what I see. I see a student who's working harder to get better grades. I no longer see a class clown with valedictorian type of potential. You know what I'm saying? He looks a little serious.
Yeah.
He messed his own money up. He got Pookie from New Jack contract deals, man. He messed his own money up. And I hope that he get his act together and he take this league seriously, because he already came in, didn't finish college, a second rounder. Lakers wanted him. We jumped up and snatched him. He proved that he has the skill set, but I'm pushing for Mitch. And I gotta end it with IQ, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not an IQ hater, CP. I like IQ. We got IQ during the COVID time, man. We needed something.
Yeah.
All we talk about is point guard play. When IQ came, we didn't even call him a point guard. We said we got something. But the problem is we traded back for IQ and didn't draft Maxey. Maxey dropping 26 a game in the summer league. So who's the better player? We got a draft pick, but I don't know what that's going to pan out to be. So I'm still happy. I like IQ. I just don't like what I'm smelling from him. It's like he changed. I don't see humble. McBride said in the interview, they said, what you get from IQ? He said, yeah, giving a lot of information. I could take criticism. How you criticizing that young boy? How you criticizing him? Just tell him.
He went through the fire.
Take to the sushi bar. Take to the sushi bar. Don't criticize that boy because you're on your ankles. Go ahead, CP. I'm quiet.
Rob, man, appreciate the call, man. Definitely appreciate and value your calls. Look, quickly went through the fire, JD. He was on a team that went to the playoffs, 4th seed. The kid was picked 25th in the draft and was being put in Rookie of the Year conversations. Finished 2nd team all rookie, Rob. We can't just, throw all that out. So he established himself quite the resume as a rookie. Yeah, he could impart some wisdom on Grimes and McBride. I don't see what's wrong with that. The coaching staff even told you that they were putting more leadership responsibility on OB and IQ. So he's taking that on. He's taking it on, bro.
And you see him in summer league. He's talking more. He's trying to lead. So it looks like the organization is giving him more responsibility in year 2. And you kind of want to do that because now he's going to play with another veteran in Kemba Walker. So
yeah.
I think those skills are even going to improve more. And you also want to give him that opportunity too. He's just a rookie. He was a rookie. And he didn't necessarily, it wasn't until Derrick Rose got here that, certain players around him started to even play better and more comfortable. Let's see how comfortable he looks in year 2 with Kemba and Rose now everybody in, specific roles, and let's see how he plays, because I think a lot of people are putting a lot of emphasis on, his summer league play, but I think we're forgetting that the role that he's playing right now is not
Right.
going to be,
It's
at
gonna
least
be a
I'm
lot
guessing,
less.
it's not going to be what he's going to, play in the season.
I need him to shoot.
And that's it.
I need him to shoot. Light up the threes. That is his job, bro. That is his job. That's what his job is going to be on this team for the most part. Get in and let off the cannon, bro. That's what we need. Get buckets. That's what we're going to need.
Yo, Kemba, please stay healthy, because I need to see how this team looks with. I mean, you talk about 48 minutes of Kemba and Rose. Oof.
Yeah. Now again, and look, Rod's still not wrong. Even in his minutes, again, IQ only shot 40% from two. When he has no go-to moves to the basket outside of the floater. When the floater's not happening, you oftentimes see him, chucking, throwing up prayers. You want to see, something a little bit more disciplined there. We'll see how he works on that. That's all part of player development. I got to go back. I don't remember the order of the draft, but I did feel like during the draft last year that they could have had. I think that Maxey could have been the pick. I don't remember how the order went or when they decided to trade back to get IQ. But I think I remember sitting back.
You mean like where Maxey went?
No, like I'm trying to go back and remember what order things happened. Like, did Maxey get picked first and then they traded back? Because I want to say that that's what happened. Or did they already trade back and then Maxey got picked by Philadelphia? Because I think they would have taken Maxey, bro, if he was on the board.
I had heard that Maxey was Maxey was the player they wanted.
Yeah.
And I heard it from, someone, within that was involved in some stuff that, Maxey was a player that they definitely wanted. Sure. And I think, I can't recall either, but I think it happened that Maxey was picked 21st. They had that deal in the bank, and then did they trade?
I don't remember the order. I don't remember the order, but all I know is there's no chance if Maxey's sitting on that board that they don't take him, or that they take quickly over him. I don't see that happen.
No,
I definitely don't see that happen. Maxey was touted to be a lottery pick last year.
Yeah,
So,
and then some people thought that we could have gotten IQ at 32nd, 31st, where we were picked. We picked 31st. And I don't think that's necessarily true, because Pritchard went right after Quickly. And then there was reports that, had Quickly been available, the Celtics would have been interested in Quickly. And then after Quickly went, you saw some point guards go with Tyrell Terry, Macaulay Flynn, Kevin Pritchard. So there was a run of point guards right after the Knicks picked Quickly. There was a run of point guards that went after. So there was no guarantee that out of all those point guards picked, one of these organizations would have not picked Quickly. So I think the Knicks just got who they wanted after Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah. Again, I got to go back, man. I don't want to hold up time on the show and go back, but I'm pretty sure that David in the chat says they made the trade after Maxey got picked by the Sixers. I got to go back and check. I don't remember. But all I know is that if Maxey's on the board and Quickly's on the board, they're taking Maxey first. I don't think that's that would even have been a question.
Especially when they got Calipari Calipari is their guy.
Yeah,
so
that's their guy. I think they would have taken Maxey. So, well, good debate, good talk. Appreciate you, Rod, as usual. All right, let's get to him. Poppa left in the building. Poppa left. Are you still in Vegas, bro? Are you still holding it down? How you feeling right now, man?
I'm holding it down. I got passed out. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I left my wallet on the plane.
What?
On the way here. So I've been Google Paying my way and yelling my way through the whole week. But yeah, I got past TSA and I am in the airport right here in Vegas listening to KnicksFanTV.
No doubt. So wait, how'd you have no license, I assume, right? Or you got your license on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to cancel all my hotel reservations. I got the Airbnb right in the backyard of the Thomas and Mack Center, and it was strictly a basketball trip.
On the grizzle, man. Damn, man. So I hate to hear that happen to you, bro.
Yeah. No, it was great. I had a great time. I just wanted to tell a couple stories from today.
Are you going to tell us the net story?
They talk about Dolan like he's the Grinch who stole, Knicks basketball and all this stuff, as if the Knicks organization is just a bunch of, like, terrible people and it's a cancer to New York City and we should hop and jump ship to the Nets. Roger Hines today, he's been sitting pretty much a row in front of me. Roger Hines, if anybody's listening, is a long-time New York Knicks trainer. Mm-hmm. And he spotted me against the Pacers. He gave me a T-shirt. And then tonight there was two young Knicks fans screaming for Obi, Emmanuel. Roger Hines got up from his seat, went down to security, pointed at the two kids. They had basketball cards.
This was after the game, right?
IQ.
This was after the game, right?
Yeah.
I saw that on the TV, on the TV feed.
Oh, you saw? Okay, so this happened. He got a signature during the game from Emmanuel Quickly because he was out because Quickly was on the bench. And I guess Obi I wasn't there for the end, but I guess Obi also signed the card. But shout out to Roger Hines. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Roger Hines has been here since, a lot of us first became fans. I know for myself, I'm 30 years old. And, always remember Roger Hines. But getting a chance to see him, he's a humble dude. And I posted it on Twitter, and somebody said something about him giving out gear at a DMV in Maryland or something. Like, this guy is a low-key legend. And just wanted to give Roger Hines his flowers from the Knicks faithful.
100%.
During the game, I have two stories. During the game, it was Nick. There's no Nick lead is ever safe, obviously. Even in Summer League, we were winning by 19, and then slowly but surely we were having tough possessions, giving up threes. And then Obi got fouled big time underneath the basket by Matt Ryan. Not the Falcons' Matt Ryan, the Cavs' Matt Ryan. And I yelled out, I'm real close to the court, so I yelled out, Matt Ryan, 28-3 is over. You can't get it back. Relax. So he kind of looked up and was confused, and then he hit a three in Obi's face, and on the way down the court, he slaps Obi on the ass. And, and then Obi got a layup, and then it was a 6-point game. And Obi didn't really, they were kind of going back and forth. So then it was like a dead ball. The ball was being inbounded, and I got up and I screamed out. I said, "Hey, Matt Ryan, you hella sus for slapping Obi like that. You hella sus." And Obi immediately starts laughing. And Matt Ryan looks up at me, and he's like, "Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Worry about your team." And then the whole Knicks contingency was like, "Yeah,"
let's go.
We got to him. So that was great. It was interesting to see the players. I saw Isaiah Jackson. I told him good run. I did see Sharif Cooper right after the Hawks game, and I walked right by him because he's the ops now. Like I can't. The Sharif Cooper hive was never began, and I can't show him any love yet because he's a Hawk. So I just let him walk right by me. But Isaiah Jackson's, he's not even a threat to my glory. So I said shout out to Isaiah Jackson. But at the end of the night, as I went to, get my stuff, go to the Uber, I saw a guy comes out and he says, "You're the guy from cross court from last night. I saw the video of you on the defensive possession arcade." And I was like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, "Oh, wow, man, respect. Hey, you're going back to New York?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh," I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Grimes, Matt Grimes." And I'm like, "Oh, you're Quentin's brother." And he said, "Yeah." So this is actually, Matt Grimes is actually Quentin's manager. Okay. And he's welcomed into Knicks Nation. And I told him, I said, there's going to be crazy people out here that, that are going to chirp about your bro. But real Knicks fans, which pretty much is all Knicks fans, we just want defense and hustle. If you tell Quentin, as long as he's playing defense and he's hustling, the shot will come. And I told him, just look at what happened tonight. You know, he was lighting it up, and I told him that the Grimes Hive has officially been activated. And he said, what's that? I said, you'll find out. The Grimes Hive has been officially been activated tonight.
No doubt.
And KnicksFanTV pushing forward. You know, the first game we got the Sims Hive. The second game we got the IQ Retribution Hive.
Yeah.
The third game we got the Deuce Hive.
Yeah.
The fourth game we got the Obi Retribution Hive.
Let's go.
And the fifth game we were introduced to the Grimes Hive. So every game, one player seemed to shine from the rest, and all collectively together. I mean, call after call, as I've been listening, I've been getting more excited. You know, I can't sit there and argue down a third seed. You know, I'm expecting a six, but I can't argue that. You know, if things go the right way, the guy who called, I think from Japan. By the way, you guys are second to KnicksFanTV in the international wave, but shout out to you guys getting the international call from Japan. I don't know how you guys do it as a second, you know, rated team in New York. I'm just, you know, shout out to you for trying.
Facts.
But yeah, he said if you know we have the depth to withstand an injury, to withstand a COVID absence, whereas these teams are very top heavy. You know, even if Randall were to go down, and God forbid he went down, you know, Obi can slide in. You know, there's so much depth at this team that we're starting to talk about, you know, August GMing, and that's a good thing. You know, and the continuity. I just want to say that, you know, people do treat Dolan and put him as the cast over the Knicks fans like he's the Grinch that stole, like, the New York City basketball. And that's just simply not true anymore. You know, this is a totally different culture. You know, not all these coaches are there, by the way. I saw Spoelstra there today. That's a good sign because he's one of the only other coaches that I saw courtside. So I personally think Spoelstra is the best coach in the game. But I think that Thibodeau has been there every game. And for the caller who said IQ might be smelling his own stuff, I mean, that might be true, but Thibodeau's right there at the end of the game telling him everything he did wrong. So I think that there's such a commitment to growth, a commitment to and I want to say to the crowd, to the fans, I just wanted to represent you guys. You know, I didn't grow up going to Knicks games. I grew up watching games on MSG. You know, I couldn't afford to go to these games, and it was worth every penny to go to the game one against the Hawks. It almost felt like pilgrimage to Mecca to go to that game, even though we lost. I enjoyed going to game 3 and game 4, even though we lost, and I enjoyed going to Vegas. But especially in Vegas, I just wanted to represent y'all. Like, I wanted y'all to understand that I'm you, you are me. We meet through all different states, countries, any basketball arena where the Knicks are, we're going to come out and rep. And I think I'm going to end the phone call by saying we definitely impact the game.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I think that game 1, CP, you were there. I think our players just weren't used to it, and they played tight, and they played nervous. There was a lot of their first playoff games, RJ especially, guys just played nervous, and we almost were too loud, you know, for them. But I think that over time, that culture is gonna be a big time, like, you know, film for people who want to come play here. And not that we're begging anybody to come play here. I think we're developing a culture, and I think that's the right way to do it. You don't want to be thirsty. And I think that I think my message to the fans is keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head down. There are certain things that I say repeatedly. There's certain things that are undeniable. You can say whatever you want about the Knicks and our history in terms of wins and losses, but there's no fan base like this fan base. And, you know, the fact that I could hop from this podcast when it's done, and I could go to a Danny B, and I could go to Raw Hebrew, I can go to Knicks Film School, I can go on Twitter, and nobody boxes anybody out. Everybody welcomes each other in and supports each other. You know, I got Knicks content for a whole flight from Vegas to New York to New Jersey, and the bus ride back to my apartment. So shout out to Knicks Nation out there. Shout out to KnicksFanTV. And we'll see y'all on Monday night against the Hawks.
Poppa left. Yo, real quick, bro, drop your Twitter handle, your IG handle. Make sure that so we make sure people know where to find you on Twitter and IG, bro.
Yeah, man. Basically, Twitter is live like Lefty, LIVE LIKE, Lefty LEFTY, and on Instagram it's Poppa Left, POPPA LEFT. But you know what I mean? I share things from time to time and they take off. I'm not clout chasing. I just happen to be hitting nerves. So, you know what I mean? I just
hit some nerves today
with
the
I
Nets.
love my fellow Knicks fan. And I'll say this also. Every person that I've sparred with in that arena, whether it be a Piston fan, a Laker fan, there was pretty much that was it. Pistons, Lakers, NBA fans, they all respect it. They respect the Knicks fans, and I respect them back. And I think it's all love at the end of the day. But that's it. That's all I want. I just want it to be known we're the most passionate fan base, and you can bring up any adjacent point to that has nothing to do with it. And we'll accept whatever you want to bring back at us, but we're just simply the most passionate fan base. And it was shout out to Sam Mitchell and Jared Greenberg, and that'll for them speaking the truth. Because it's about damn time.
100%, bro.
Have a good night.
Yo, get home safe, Poppa Left, man. We'll catch up when you get back. Everybody throw a 5 in the chat for Poppa Left. The Vegas report is wrapped up. Poppa Left went out there and did his damn thing, held us down from beginning to end. Listen, man, whether it was a Laker fan or the Pistons fan, Poppa Left was mowing them down.
Yeah. Man, that call was so good, man. I want to go get his wallet.
Yo, man, real talk.
I want to help out. Let's get Poppa Left his wallet back, man. I mean, listen, I wanted to tell him while he was on that, shout out to him, man. The job that he did in this trip doesn't go unnoticed. It didn't go unnoticed. You're talking about the NBA Summer League, NBA.com.
They were on him. Man.
ESPN, all the networks. He put even a bigger eye on Knicks Nation. He put more eyes on KnicksFanTV, repping KnicksFanTV out there.
TV shirt on
so that put more eyes on KnicksFanTV. So everything that he did with passion and kind of representing, as he said, all of us here. Man, it was an outstanding job, man, and it's all about grit. It's all about the New York personality. He definitely exhibited that out there. So shout out to you, Poppa Left, and keep doing what you do.
100%, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. There's 5s going across the chat right now for Poppa Left, and from here, look, man, we got to close it. I got to run anyway, but we got to close it with my man J-Boogie from North Carolina. J-Boogie, how you doing, bro?
Salute. 3 capital S's, man. How everybody doing? Shout out to the chat, everybody worldwide, the Knicks from New York all the way to Vegas, from Vegas to Japan to the overseas, anywhere in the world, in the country. That's what the Knicks do. And shout out to Poppa Left, doing what he do. You got to know that man personally to know him about his ways and his actions. And what he does it straight from his heart. I want y'all to know and understand that. I'm telling you that. That man does what he does straight from his heart. So big ups to that man out there doing what he's doing, carrying the torch like Ali, and making the Knick Nation completely worldwide, man. You gotta love it, you gotta respect it. Shout out to my squad up on the board. You see him looking like Griselda, my man, GM, the greatest man it is in the podcast. CP looking like Benny the Butcher, and you see to his left, you got the West Side Gunner. I love y'all dudes. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And salute to my man Super Dave, the board man, the best man it is in the game, man. It's a great time, great feeling out there in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I like our situations. I like what we're doing, man. Guys is getting better and better in a short period of time. I love what Grimes is doing. Only thing I need to do with Grimes is bring him to Coney Island, take his shoes and his socks off, and let him run around cones in the sand, so that way he'll learn how to get his feet quick and start beating some other people off the dribble. That defense and that shot, that's a lock. point blank.
Yeah.
I love what Quickly is doing. We put him in a situation to show that you can't be a leader. You know what I'm saying? He's been in roles where he ain't never had to play the leader role. So this was an upbeat for him. And I love what Obi is doing out there in that league right now. He got the stop and pop. He's showing you that, yo, I can't be a part of it. We got problems and issues, but it's a good problem issue that we got going on. I told y'all, here come the competition. We that deep. So if you want to make this league and you want to be a part of this Nick team, you need to go inside our camp and start taking somebody's spot and taking their position. This is a profession. Yeah, it was cool and dandy. Everybody can pick up their games and everything, give them leadership roles and tell them what they're doing this and doing that right and what's wrong. It's time to handle your business. And I'm talking about everybody. If you're trying to make that 15, you can't do nothing worse than the G League. Go and support your game that you've been trying to get to this league for years and years and years and years to come. This is your turn. This is your shot. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait for our camp to open so we can see what's going on. But we real deep. I look for a trade to happen because my man said we going 10-man, but you must forgot we got D-Rose, Quickly, Obi, Noel, Taj Gibb, and Burke. That's 6 players coming off the bench. So that's 11. The only way we're going to free up some space on it, we're going to make a trade. I don't know who it is or when it's going to be. We're going to make a trade so Tom don't have to feel so much pressure on trying to fit out a rotation. He's going to get that rotation down to 8 and 9 so you can look for somebody, at least 2 of these guys in the draft pick to go somewhere along in a trade that's going to make things more easier. I'm going to hate to see it happen when it happens because there's a lot of people in this team I think we can use, but business is business, and we got to do what we got to do, you know what I'm saying, to keep this thing straight on how we want to live and how we want to proceed. I do see it as looking like the strong 4 seed. I don't look for Milwaukee knocking off Miami so we can win that position. I look for us being the 4 seed. That's right. I'm saying it right now. I know we better than Philadelphia. Philadelphia got issues and problems, and right now I feel we better than Philly. We lost all our games just barely with Philly, you know what I'm saying, I think from last season. So I'm going to give Milwaukee their props, they the champ. I'm going to give, you know what I'm saying, the Nets over there, they little props, and I'm going to give Miami their props because those are bullies, you know what I'm saying. Remember, Detroit kept beating up the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan until they finally learned. So that's what Miami be treating us like Detroit used to treat the Chicago until we get better and understood how to take the lumps and reverse it and get back the lumps. So I'm going to give Miami that prop. But after that, Philly, Boston, all Indiana Pacers, all that down the line, I don't see none of that right now. So I look for us to be in that 4 seed handling our business, man. And I want everybody to continue on staying healthy and safe because you know that things don't circulate it back around. More kids are being infected right now nowadays, more than adults were. So please continue on staying healthy and safe, man. Protect yourself, love your home, you know what I'm saying, and watch what you're doing. It's okay to continue on washing your hands. It's okay to keep using sanitizer. It's okay to keep wearing that mask even though you got that vaccine. I'm back right now, you know what I'm saying. Y'all don't even know where I'm at. But I'm getting ready to drop real soon. I'm back in the studio and I'm working. I had my issues with my sister and I'm still dealing with that accordingly. But I'm all the way back right now. So let y'all know I'm in the studio putting this fire down. But shout out to everybody in the chat following the KnicksFanTV. I love and appreciate y'all. Respect, man.
J-Boogie with a closing sermon to wrap up Summer League. We still got one more game. Monday, 4 o'clock. But J-Boogie, the closer, closing the number 1 show for the fans, by the fans. Hey, man. That's all I say, JD. You know.
Poppa left and J-Boogie. Don't get no better than that.
Don't get no better than that, man. You know. I don't respond to a J-Boogie call, man. I just let it marinate. I just let it marinate, bro. That's just how we do it, man. And for those of you in the chat who had never experienced a J-Boogie sermon, this is what you can look forward to after each game, as long as he can make it, of the season. That's what we do here, man. Win, lose, or draw, we get the real from J-Boogie, man. J-Boogie, always appreciate it. JD, great show, bro. Monday, 4 o'clock, Knicks versus Hawks to wrap up the summer league.
I think it's 7.
Is it 7 o'clock? Maybe it's 4 o'clock Pacific. Yeah, maybe it's 4 o'clock Pacific. So, Knicks versus Hawks, 7 o'clock. Let's get some revenge. Maybe we'll see Sharif. Maybe we'll see a little Jalen Johnson. You know, if we do, you know, you can be sure that Jay from Florida will be calling in. So that'll be interesting. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But for tonight, 103.94, Deuce is loose, as Rod from Nebraska said, and Grimes went off, man. Great job by them. Good to see them just getting out there, getting comfortable, getting their swag together. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how these guys mesh with what's already here. And yeah, man, let's do it. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
JD Sports Talk on YouTube and on Twitter, JD Sports Talk NY. And shout out to Chip Murphy, man. Your boy Sharif Cooper is balling out. I mean, Chip Murphy might call if Sharif Cooper plays well on Monday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's last game of the season, and let's see who finishes strong.
Let's do it, man. And for everybody who tuned in, once again, great show. Remember, this show is presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks for 20% off plus free shipping. No cross-contamination. You can get your Lawnmower 4.0 and the Weed Whacker, 2 separate products, but definitely popping. And you can get these 2 and the ball deodorant and the ball toner in a package. It's the Performance Package 4.0, which is by Manscaped as well. And like I said, you can get 20% off of that, and you're good to go, man. So you get all those in the Performance Package. Also comes with a pair of boxer briefs. We gave away a Performance Package for the draft, our draft show as well. And so it's a great deal. Remember, these shows are available in audio podcast format. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the major ones. So if you miss it in video, you can catch it in audio the next day. Shout out to the replay gang. If you guys are watching this in replay, shout out to the replay gang. We run the replays throughout the night. And yeah, man, great job. Someone did confirm that on the Quickly thing, that once Maxey got picked at 21, Knicks had the 23rd pick, and then they traded back to 25. That's why I thought that he was their pick in terms of their draft board. I'm sure Quickly was on there, but I think Maxey was the number 1 target at that point in time. And once he was gone, they went with Quickly. They went with their other guy.
Same thing as this year. Maybe that's the clue that we got. You know, last year they did that. They had a guy. They didn't want to pick somebody that they didn't want. They made a move. This year, Trey Murphy, Trey Mann, they didn't get their guy.
Come back.
They went to Plan B.
They went to Plan B. And I think that just speaks to the confidence that they have in this scouting department. I think that's Walt Perrin's influence as well in the way he drafts and just having his targets, having those value targets when you picking late in the draft. And he had done that for several years with the Utah Jazz, and I'm hoping that influence is part of that decision-making process in our war room. So let's see how it plays out in the court. That the court will be the ultimate deciding factor. So we'll see you guys Monday.